Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Ken's Cuts. Happy Sunday. I'm hanging out on the patio. Just wanted to give a woodyard update and something new I want to start. I'm going to do a veggie garden update, only because I don't have much going on this week. This week, unfortunately, the Huskee cylinder started acting up and I put it in the shop. So I've got a few pallets of wood sitting here, in the round that needs to be split, but I've got plenty to sell, and my phone is blowing up this evening. I've got two guys that are buddies reaching out to me on Marketplace, wanting to come by on Tuesday for bundles, so that's a good thing. I've got plenty of inventory, so that's not a problem. But I just want to talk about the woodyard and what's going on, and then we're gonna take a walk over to the vegetable garden that I started about 3 weeks ago and give you guys a quick update. All right, so stick around. All right guys, so this is the vegetable garden. I've got everything tied in with locust ties. It's 16 feet by 32 feet. And it was 3 weeks ago today, May the 11th, that I started this garden. And I was actually 10 days behind schedule. I really wanted to get this in May 1st. And with high school sports and the weather and not getting to the nursery in time, I missed my target date, but it is what it is. So anyway, 3 weeks ago today, May the 11th, everything was planted. And this is what we got going on so far. I've got a flowering shrub here in the right corner. In the foreground, there's some bush beans that looks like they got annihilated by the rabbits. I've got one or two that are surviving here in the front, and the rest of them have been chewed off. I've got some hostas in the corner, I've got some basil in the pots. And then everything that you see here, the dark green, is actually grass clippings from Thursday when I mowed. I'm mulching everything in with grass clippings. So then the first two rows here are eggplants. I've got 8 of each. I've got a skinny eggplant and a classic eggplant. And those are each in an individual row. I'll put some T-posts up and start doing a Florida weave once they get a little bit bigger. Next to it, we've got a ton of bell peppers. Not as many as what the Orbistons have. Jeff and Patty put in, I think, 30 something bell peppers. I've only got 16. I've got 8 red, 8 green. And then next to it here in the front, I've got 2 jalapenos that I'm going to use for my salsa. I make homemade salsa. That's always a huge hit. And there's another hosta here. I use the hostas for flowers to bring the pollinators in. And then back here on the landscape fabric is zucchini and squash. The first 2 clusters are yellow squash, and then in the back is the classic zucchini. And I put them in from seed, and I start them that way. And I put the landscape fabric down to keep the weeds down, and it allows the fruit to lay on the plastic without laying in the mud. And then next row over here, we've got sweet 100s. There's a row of 4. I got cages on everything. Actually, there's more than that. Well, no, there's 4. There's 1, 2, 3. There's a little guy back here, right about there. My finger's trying to get in the way of the camera. But right back there, there's a sweet 100 that's not real happy. And then I've got some Ruckers in the back, across the back and up the next row. These are all Ruckers. There'll be a 6-ounce beautiful tomato. And then next to that is a row. Actually, there's 8 Ruckers. I forgot to mention that. And then next to it is 8 of the Romas that I'll use for making my homemade salsa. And then just today, earlier, I planted some flowering hibiscus that will winter over. They're red and white. Those will bring the pollinators into. And then I've got a cardinal color daylily that's just starting to bud up. There's a few buds there on the left side, and then a couple more hibiscus in the front corner here. And then there's grass clippings all through here that I just added this week. And it'll put nitrogen back in the soil. And in the fall, it all gets rototilled in. And my garden is 100% organic. So that's what we got going on. And then in the back, I just put some seed in this week, so you're not seeing anything yet, but there are some mammoth sunflowers across the back there that I'll hopefully see start to germinate here soon. And then back in the corner, there's some of that yellow coreopsis. And there's a couple pieces of rebar. I don't know if you can see them. There's a few weeds in there that I've got to thin out, but I've got some cucumber seedlings in there that I'm going to put up a piece of wire mesh, and I'll let those trellis up the side. And that flowering shrub there, I do not remember what it was called. It was given to me. It gets a beautiful purple flower. It'll go about 6 feet tall, and every year it comes back from basically from the ground up. You literally cut it off and it comes back up. So that thing is about thigh high already, and it'll help to bring the bees in. So that's what we got going on. The air conditioner just shut off, and I don't know if you heard it in the beginning when I first started recording. I've got over here just outside the garden, I'll zoom up to the post, there's a bluebird box up there that's been occupied by tree swallows, and they were dive bombing at me earlier because I was in close proximity of the box, and the eggs have just hatched this week. So the parents are doing their evening feed before the sun drops, so they were a little upset. You could hear them in the beginning. It'll be fun to listen back on when I do the edit. But anyway, I've got some arbs here. There's robins in that nest. There's a nest in that arb right there, and she just got done laying 4 eggs, so there's going to be plenty of bird activity going on. But I have a couple compromised areas along the edge of the deer fence. I've got locust posts every 8 feet and deer mesh around the outside, and then I put chicken wire across the bottom to keep the rabbits out. But I've nicked it a couple of places with the ride mower, and need to get that mended up, because clearly the rabbits are enjoying the bush beans, because they chewed off those 3 right there. There's like nothing left. There's 2 over here that are hanging on for dear life. I'm just going to drop a couple of these bricks near them and hopefully keep the rabbits from getting too close. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's what we got going on. Just something a little bit different. And late July, we should have all kinds of produce coming in, and I'll be wanting to share some of those pictures and stuff as well. So that's all we got, guys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the garden tour. Something a little bit different. Like I said, I didn't have anything really going on in the wood yard. Machines in the shop. And just thought I'd spend a few minutes with you guys. If you like this kind of stuff, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, share with your friends. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the veggie garden so far. And until next Sunday, get outside, get cutting, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good week, everybody. Take care.